What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Boom! UFC 229 is in the books. It is in the history books. I don't know how well it did pay-per-view wise, but it was a very entertaining card from top to bottom. I took the day off. It was the official UFC day for me. I did nothing but smoke weed, drink beer, and watch fights. First, I watched Quintet, talked about that earlier in the week. Now I'm reviewing, talking about the craziness that happened. Just starting off, Conor McGregor versus Khabib. It went one of the two ways that it could have gone. Sadly, for me, who was rooting for Conor, it went the way of Khabib and his wrestling and grinding. Conor had some moments. He was actually looked like he was turning things around in the third round, and then later in the fourth round, looked like he was turning things around. And Khabib throws this like haymaker of a right shot, clips McGregor, and then was able to later get him down, get on his back, and take his neck. Actually didn't even get under the chin. It was more of like a face crank kind of a submission, but Conor tapped, and then immediately after, Khabib, apparently one of Conor's people, was talking shit to Khabib, so Khabib hops the fence, goes and attacks Dylan Dennis in Conor's corner. Then two of Khabib's people jump into the octagon and start throwing cheap shots at Conor. Fucking people are pouring into the octagon. Craziness is happening. You hear Joe Rogan saying no. Like, people, if you ever listen to Sword and Scale, True Crime Podcast, sometimes they'll play 911 audio tape. And sometimes people will be on the phone and witness murder, bad things happening. And there is this thing that people do when they see that something bad is about to happen, but have no control over it. And one of them sounded exactly like Joe Rogan's response when Khabib jumps over the fence and starts attacking. He just says, no, 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 right? Like, no, no, don't let this happen. You know, I'm sure it happens all the time. People like are about to get into an accident and they have just split seconds to process it, and all they can think is to say no. And so the insanity happens. It finally is able to get calmed down enough. They escort Conor out. Finally, they get Khabib. They get a close-up shot on Dana talking to Khabib, and Dana says, you know, I'm afraid if I put the belt on you, the people are just going to go ape shit and throw shit in the ring. So they escort Conor out. They do this thing where they show a close-up of the belt, just somebody holding the belt, and Bruce Buffer announcing the winner. Insanity. Apparently, they're not giving. Conor got his purse, but the Nevada Athletic Commission is investigating. They're holding Khabib's purse, which the disclosed purse, I think, was $2 million for him. So he is not able to collect his $2 million purse, I believe, unless that's changed in the past day. I know this is coming out Thursday. I'm recording this Sunday, so I'm sure Ariel Helwani has laid out the complete story. But it was crazy to watch. It was kind of like one of those moments when I watched Anderson Silva's leg break when I watched that live. And it's just like these things that happen sometimes. And you see fighters, you see champions celebrate. They jump out of the fence and celebrate. But this was one of the only times I've ever seen a champion win and then go try and fight the dude he just beats corner. And then the winner has buddies that come in the fence. Like, there was some shit that happened, I think, in Bellator, Strikeforce, with the Diaz brother camp and some other camp where there was fights inside the ring between camps. But to have a champion leave to go attack somebody is ridiculous. The closest may be Conor jumping out after winning to face Aldo. You know, but even still, like, they held him back. He wasn't going. He was just trying to fucking cut a promo. Khabib he's all offended because Conor was talking shit about him, his father, his religion. Meanwhile, Khabib was talking shit about Conor, his homeland, his father. You know, it's like, They were both talking shit. Khabib should have known. Somebody should have told Khabib that, hey, maybe Conor's going to talk a lot of shit and he does his homework. So prepare for some crazy shit, like some in-depth digging shit, dug down deep shit that he's going to talk to you. But Khabib, this reactionary motherfucker, is like, no, this is not how I do this religiously. He disgraced my religion, so now he must. It's like, are there any religions anymore that just like are for peace? Is it all just attacking? If you're insulted, it's like, just go attack somebody. That's just what our society is now. It's all a reactionary violence bullshit. So like, it was just disgusting. It was one of the, and Conor, yeah, he did some disgusting things. He threw a dolly at a bus. You know? Okay, yeah. I've never seen a champion. He's never, after beating Diaz, he didn't go out and jump over and start like trying to box Gilbert Melendez. You know, you want to talk about a professional in wins and losses? That is what Conor McGregor is. Khabib is just a fucking vindictful, reactionary, just, you know, a horrible example of what a champion should be. One of the worst examples of what a champion should be. It's one thing when somebody like John Jones has a lot of problems outside of the ring. But when it comes to inside of the ring, maybe he'll be a little disrespectful after beating somebody. But he's not jumping out of the fucking cage to beat up. He didn't jump out and try and beat up fucking Daniel Cormier's corner after kicking him in the head. You know? He didn't do that. He was focused on his own career instead of trying to whatever bullshit. So the rest of the fight card was great. Tony Ferguson looked thin as fuck, but took it to Pettis. Pettis, his coach, threw in the towel basically between rounds. Pettis broke his hand. Ovince St. Preux just got lit up by Reyes. Reyes looked great for the light heavyweight. Lewis came back in the last seconds of the fight against Volkov after like 2 rounds of doing okay, but not doing as much as he could, and he was down 2 rounds, and he needed a knockout. And just in the 4th minute of the 3rd round, just clips Volkov. Volkov goes down, and Lewis is able to finish him on the ground, pounded him out. Volkov doesn't know what the fuck happened, and Lewis takes off his pants because he's got hot balls. It was amazing. Loved it. Waterson versus Herrig, great fight. Waterson, both, it's just a great fight overall. No real losers, but Waterson, I thought she did win. She did a little bit more, connected a lot more, and was able to control the fight more. Little Pettis lost to Formiga, just, you know, couldn't deal with his back being taken. Vicente Luque looked great. Ladd looked great. Holtzman looked great. Just great fights, top to bottom. A lot of fun. And insanity. Insanity that happened at the very end. It was good, man. Be interesting to see how it all unfolds. Be interesting to see what Conor does next. I wouldn't mind a rematch. I'm sure that's probably one of the potentials. I could see Conor coming back to fight Diaz. It's a money fight. Has nothing to do with the rankings. If he beats Diaz, you know, I could see him maybe getting a rematch. I would imagine that Conor wants a rematch with Khabib. He's probably feeling a lot of the same things that he felt when he lost to Diaz the first time. He wants to correct those things. I just don't think... I mean, Khabib came out, and he was looking... Him and his corner, they all looked like they were on crack. It was crazy. They all looked methed the fuck out. Their afterwards reactions during the fight, they're all just like amped the fuck up. It was crazy. It was crazy. Just watching them between corners. It's going to be so interesting to listen to everybody else's opinions on this. But that's it, everybody. Those are my thoughts on UFC 229. I'll be back with more UFC talk probably a couple weeks. For the next fight night, I'll be making picks. But that's it, everybody. Go buy my artwork, inspireddisorder.com. Links are up top. As always, all the information and everything up top, down below. I don't know where you're watching this, but that's it, everybody. Have a great day. Peace out.